What was Japan's single biggest mistake in World War II? Many people would immediately point to the attack on Pearl Harbor. It woke a sleeping giant. Right, but what if I told you the truly fatal error, the one that sealed Japan's fate, happened months before a single bomb fell on Hawaii. It was a decision made not on the battlefield, but in a quiet conference room. Let's rewind to the summer of 1941. Japan was in a tough spot. They were bogged down in a costly war in China and facing a severe oil embargo from the United States. Without oil, their entire war machine would grind to a halt. They had two choices, two major strategic directions. One was the Northern Strike Doctrine, or Hakushinran. This plan called for an attack on the Soviet Union in Siberia. The other was the Southern Strike Doctrine, or Nanchinran, which meant pushing south into Southeast Asia to seize the oil-rich Dutch East Indies. Now, attacking the Soviets might sound crazy, but at the time, it made a lot of sense. In June 1941, Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, its massive invasion of the Soviet Union. The German army was steamrolling across Eastern Europe, and it looked like Moscow would fall any day. The Japanese army, especially the influential Kwantung Army in Manchuria, was chomping at the bit to join in. They saw a golden opportunity to grab Siberia's vast resources and eliminate the Soviet threat on their northern border once and for all. It was a classic kick 'em while they're down scenario. But the Japanese Navy had other ideas. They were the ones who felt the oil embargo most keenly. Their ships couldn't sail without fuel. Their strategic focus was on the south, on securing the resources of Malaya, the Philippines, and especially the oil fields of Indonesia. They argued that even if the army succeeded in Siberia, it wouldn't solve the immediate oil crisis. This created a massive internal conflict between the army and the navy, a rivalry that plagued Japan throughout the war. So, what happened? In July 1941, at a pivotal imperial conference, Japan made its choice. They officially adopted the Southern Strike Doctrine. The lure of oil was just too strong to resist. They decided to gamble everything on a swift, decisive strike south, believing they could secure the resources they needed before the United States could fully mobilize and intervene. This was the point of no return. Choosing the South meant that a direct conflict with the United States and its allies, Britain and the Netherlands, was now virtually inevitable. To secure the sea lanes to the oil fields, they had to neutralize the U.S. Pacific Fleet, and that led directly to the plan to attack Pearl Harbor. In hindsight, it was a colossal strategic miscalculation. Instead of teaming up with Germany to knock out the Soviet Union, a move that could have dramatically changed the course of the war in Europe, Japan chose to attack the world's largest industrial power. Think about the alternative for a moment. If Japan had attacked the Soviets in 1941, Stalin would have been forced to fight a two-front war. He would have had to divert precious divisions from the defense of Moscow to face the Japanese in the Far East. Could the Soviet Union have survived that? It's one of history's great what-ifs. Perhaps Germany would have won on the Eastern Front, and the entire global balance of power would have shifted. Instead, by choosing the Southern Strike, Japan committed itself to a naval war against an industrial giant that could outproduce it by a factor of 10 to 1. The attack on Pearl Harbor was a tactical success, but a strategic disaster. It united a divided America and unleashed an industrial and military fury that Japan simply could not withstand. The real mistake wasn't the attack itself, but the decision months earlier that made the attack necessary. It was the choice to prioritize short-term resource needs over the long-term strategic reality, a decision that led Japan down the path to ruin. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into history.